than that, I mean, you won pretty much. Even if you lose this, the what's good, YouTube? It's your Dark Fan here. I'm just bringing you a quick actual video talking about the pros and cons of getting your stuff stolen or your stuff misplaced, whatever you want to call it. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So right now we're actually kind of like going into the holiday season, and then just the mentality and perspective of people, especially in the hobby, is going to be not in the right place. You know, people are going to try to steal your stuff. They're going to try to actually scam you. So unfortunately, that's part of the hobby. I mean, it sucks to say that, but people actually fall into these types of things. I mean, it's just sad to actually say that it happens, but you know, there's a lot of good people, a lot of smart people in the community that kind of help us to avoid that and prevents those traps. So just listen to people, listen to like what your gut is telling you. Like, should I make this trade? Is this card a fake? You know, should I go ahead and do this like hobby break? Should I follow this person's perspective, their actual influence, you know, all that type of jazz. So, you know, when it comes to like stealing people's stuff, obviously we will always want to prevent that. I mean, the best person you can trust is yourself, you know, understanding like all your possessions, what adds up to actually have like exponential value for you. I mean, you got to take care of that shit. I mean, to tell you the truth, that's going to be like, that's literally like, I don't know, like your cell phone, just having a case of your most valuable possessions, basically like your slabs for the most part. You need to actually have 100% like knowledge of where that is at all times. I mean, you just can't really like tune out if you're going to an actual show or to a big event, especially in a big event. Like, that's super risky, to tell you the truth. I mean, just losing your stuff and just, you know, understanding of like where your stuff is, I mean, that's very critical. I mean, everybody would tell you that. On the other hand, like what I'm trying to kind of segue this to is the kind of like the pro of this, like the perspective of like losing your stuff can be super beneficial for you as well. So right now we live like in, you know, social media world where everything is just connected by subs, views, followers. So your social footprint is kind of like your first impression. You give somebody that's going to be your profile, your channel, whatever actual social connection you're trying to make. But other than that, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, losing your stuff, I understand there's like, you know, maybe hundreds of thousands of stuff in this actual one case that you carry along every time you go to a show. But from the perspective I'm trying to convey here is, if you lose this, I mean, everybody in the community is going to try to help you out, no matter what, obviously, because we're always, you know, in it together, you know, band of brothers. But from that perspective, everybody's going to help you out. I mean, it just goes to show you the power of social media, like how one little thing snowballs into like a big thing for the most part. So, I mean, if you're at a show, like a big show, like, you know, like 500 plus dealers or 200 plus dealers, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of actual social connectivity. I mean, if you go to a trade night after the fact that you lost something and declare that you actually lost something, everybody there is going to try to help you out. Everybody there is going to know your name. Everybody there is going to know your social handles. Everybody there is going to have your phone number. You know, that actual like social footprint is going to exponentially increase you really quickly throughout the community. And obviously, like, we want to know each other's actual, like, you know, social handles, channels, all that stuff. I mean, other than that, I mean, you won pretty much. Even if you lose this, gain followers, gain views, gained other people, gain connections. That's basically what you want in the long run, and you exponentially got that really quickly. I mean, like, to other perspectives, people like the challenge of us starting over. I mean, that perspective from like a dealer's point of view, I mean, that's a good challenge in itself. And, you know, to showcase and actually document yourself, like going through the trial and tribulations of like flipping a dollar card, flipping a $5 card, and then eventually ending up with, like, you know, hundreds of actual slabs worth of actual value in the marketplace. I mean, that's a really good challenge for like a lot of us, you know, starting from scratch. But obviously nobody wants to do that, because the risk of actually losing your possessions, that's super scary and super frightening, to tell you the truth. You know, for most of us, this is kind of like our life savings. Not talking for anybody else, but you know where I'm trying to get that. But I mean, that's basically it. I mean, I think it's just a really interesting conversation to talk about, because I mean, more than frequently, you've actually known somebody that actually has their stuff stolen in the past, or more frequently, you know, in actual trade shows, or more recently, to tell you the truth. But I mean, I don't know, am I right, am I wrong? Like, what perspective do you think of this? Like, from my perspective, I work in marketing, so that's why I actually kind of like look at it like we're exponentially increasing your social footprint a lot more quickly, to tell you the truth, where, you know, like little by little you try to build your way up. But other than that, guys, I'm just gonna leave you with this really quick message because I think this is very important for everybody, especially like in our community where it's basically 99% all male based. You know, checking out one another, to tell you the truth. Go ahead, text that buddy you haven't talked to in a while. Though that actually matters. I mean, mental health right now awareness is very huge, very big with everybody, and it's not really talked about in our community, and it should be talked about because a lot of us actually have a lot invested in this. And this little, like, you know, there's a little tipping point, little, like, you know, little things that trigger people that, you know, just can just mentally break down a person. So I'll go ahead and leave some resources down below for mental health, you know, we just talk about it a little bit more. But other than that, guys, stay safe, talk to one another, and until next time, peace.